So, a quick summary that Rabbi Yossi, Torah Rabbanan, there's three reasons why you don't go into a derelict building. One is that you look suspicious, and you're not supposed to look suspicious. Do stuff that makes you not look suspicious. Two, because the building might fall down. And three, because of mazikim, whatever that means, ghosts, whatever, right? So the gemorah says, right? So the gemorah says, what do you need? We're on the top of Gimel on the base. Second line, actually. The gemorah says, don't go into the building because it might fall down, right? And the gemorah wants to know, what do you need all three reasons for? What do you need this reason of mipnei hamapiles for? The tepeklei mishum chshad or mazikin. I'll know it anyway that you shouldn't go into this derelict building because you look suspicious and because there's ghosts in there, right? So what do you need to come up with the reason the building might fall down? The Gemara answers, betray the ksheri, right? We're talking about two people going into the building and the ksherim. So since two good people, two honest members of society go into the building, we're not worried that they look suspicious, right? You see two tzaddikim, you're going in, we're not worried they're doing anything suspicious. We know they're there for whatever reason. They're going to the Mencha, right? They're not going in to find a woman because two honest people. One guy, you think he's going to meet a woman, but why would two people go? Second thing is because the other issue that we said is because of mazikin. We're worried about ghosts. Ghosts don't bother a guy. When you come in twos, they leave you alone. They only get to you when you're by yourself, right? As everyone knows from all the movies, right? They only come after you when you're by yourself. So that's why you have to come with the reason of mapilis. The building might fall down, even if you're two people and you're two kosher people. Still, it's a dangerous building. What are you going in there for? Stay out. There is a little bit of a discussion over here. Okay, we'll keep going. Next line, Gemara says mepnei mazikin. Don't go in there because of mazikin, right? These dangerous things. The tepeklei mishum chshad u'mapilos. I'll know you shouldn't go in because of you look suspicious and it might fall down. So what do you have to come on to mazikin for? Anyway, you can't go in because of chshad. You look suspicious and it might fall down. So Gemara answers, we're talking about b'chur b'chadati. It's a new building. It's a new chorba. Okay. Ubetray v'ksherim. There's two people, but they're ksherim. So we said, by the way, before, what does chur b'chadati mean? It's a new building. So why is it a churba if it's a new building? So some say it's new. It's a churba because no one's yet moved in. They just finished building it, and no one's moved in yet. So that's considered a churba, right? Until people move in. Others say, like we saw before, that it's because one wall was built badly and it fell down. So we're not worried that other walls are going to fall down. That wall, a truck went into one wall, knocked it down. So it's a churba. You can't live in it, right? But it's not that the whole building is an old, derelict, rusty building that's about to fall down. It's a brand new building. We're not worried it's going to fall down. So Gemara answers, so we're talking about b'churba, and there's two ksherim. So Gemara asks, what do you mean? You betray, if there's two people, so mazikin namileka. You're not going to have mazikin if there's two people. That's what we said before. So why would you mention mazikin? So Gemara answers, b'mekayim and chayshinan. You do have two mazikin, these ghosts do bother two people, if it's b'mekayman. If it's in a place where it's known. Rashi says it's a place where everyone knows that they go. Rashi says, b'mokashem b'tzuyin tadir. Even if there's two people, you walk into a haunted house, even if you're two people, it's a problem. And they say, but three people is okay. Two is a problem, right? But three is for sure okay, even if it's a place. So what's that place? So the Achronim explain, it means if it's a very old building, right? Or if it's a place where they know, people know, there's stories, there's mazikim there. In that case, you can't go in even with two people. So that's why you need a svar here of mazikin. Even if you're two people, but if it's a place where they're shchiach, where we know there's mazikim there, still don't go in. And some want to say a whole different pshat. La'ilam b'chad. One person, a b'chur b'chadati, and it's a new building. Dekoi b'dabra. You know where this building is? The building is not in the city. The building is in Medabra. It's in the It's on the outskirts of the city. It's outside the city. The Hossam Chshad Leika. There's no longer a problem of Chshad. You don't need two people. Therefore, there's no Chshad. Why is there no Chshad? The Ha'isha B'daber L'shchicha. Women don't walk around by themselves outside the city. I guess that's what happened in those days. In the city, a woman would walk around by herself, so she would go into the churva, right? And there was a suspicion when you may be meeting some woman in this derelict building. But you're in the middle of the forest, in the middle of nowhere, and there's a derelict building. Women don't go there by themselves. They're scared to go there by themselves. Maybe even nowadays it's true. You know, you'll see guys walking in the forest here, they go on bike rides. And how shchicha is to see women going by themselves on a bike ride. Maybe they're not interested, they don't like nature, or they're just scared, whatever it is. But outside the city, women aren't going. The isha b'daber lo shchicha. But you still have the problem of mazikin. So since there's only one guy, you have the problem of mazikin. That's why the gemorah mentions mazikin. Says gemorah, Tana Rabbana. We're going back now to the night. How many shifts are in the night? That whole sugya over there. Tana Rabbana. Arba mishmas have laila divrei Rebbe. Rebbe says there's 4 shifts of the night. And Achronim explain, because it's the first time Mishasi comes up, who's Rebbe? Rebbe is the author of the Mishnah. It's Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi. Actually, just a quick introduction. We only zeicha to learn Shas because of Rebbe had a chavrusa shaf with Antoninus. He was the Roman emperor, and he was worried that people would kill him if they knew that he was friendly with Rebbe. He was best friends with Rebbe, and they had a whole long tunnel from his palace to Rebbe's house, and he used to learn, every night, whatever it was. They learned all the time, and actually he allowed Rebbe he gave him the funds, he gave him the ability to get together a group of all the Chachamim, which was an incredibly expensive business in those days, paid them all, paid their salaries, they sit together, he found them a place and put the Mishnais together, be Masaderit. And he's more commonly known as the author of Stoicism, I don't know how you pronounce it. And a lot of it you see, a lot of Stoicist, Torah, it goes hand in hand with Chazal. You're like, wow, this is coming straight from Rabbeinu HaKadosh. This definitely wasn't Roman philosophy, and you see, where's he getting from? Anyway, fascinating stuff. So it says Rebbe. Rebbe says there's 4 shifts of the night. There's 3 shifts of the night. So my time in the Reb Nosson, I want to know, why does Reb Nosson say there's 3 shifts? Tichsiv. It says, V'yavai Gidain umeh ish ashe'itai b'ktzei ha'machaneh. Gidain came with 100 people, right? Rosh hashmeires hatichoina. So Rosh means the beginning. Hashmeires, the shift, 3 shifts of the night, 4 shifts of the night, we'll see. But the beginning of the shift, hatichoina. What's tichoina mean? Yam HaTichon, the Mediterranean, in the middle, tichon, middle school, right? The middle. So the beginning of the middle shift. So Tana ain't tichayna ela sheish lefana ulachareya. What does it mean tichayna? It means there's got to be one before and one after. That's called the middle, right? So there has to be 3. It could be 5. It could be 7. But I guess it means there's at least 3. There's 3. You got 1 shift before, 1 shift after. 3 shifts. If there's a middle shift, it means there's 1 before, 1 after, right? For Rebbe, so what's Rebbe going to do? Rebbe said, if you remember, he said there's 4 shifts. What do you do with this pasuk? How did Gilin come with his 100 men in the middle shift? So, Reb, my tichayna, what does it mean tichayna? Achas min ha-tichaynas shebetichaynas. One of the 2 tichaynas. There's 2 middle shifts. You can have 2 in the middle, right? It's a bit of a daicha. Reb Nosson, what does Reb Nosson hold? Michsif tichaynas shebetichaynas? Does it say tichaynas shebetichaynas? It doesn't say that. The middle of the middle. It says tichayna ksiv. It just says the word tichayna. It's mashma, there's only 1. Okay, so Reb Nosson clearly has the upper hand over here. Rebbe doesn't get back with an answer. Okay, my time with the Rebbe, so what's the reason the Rebbe says, so why would Rebbe say there's 4 shifts? This pasuk is clearly mashma, there's only 3. Right? My time with the Rebbe, Omar of Zrika. And we're going to have a couple of names here from Rabbi Zrika. Omar of Ami, Omar of Yeshua ben Levi. One pasuk says, this is talking about David, Chatzos, Laila, Akum, I get up in the middle of the night, smack in the middle, chatzais is right in the middle. I stand up, lohaydus lacha, to praise Hashem, right? Al mishpat etzkecha for your Torah. Because of Echad, another pasuk says, Kodmu ein Ashmeiris. I got up before Ashmeiris, before 2 shifts. Kodmu einai, I got up Ashmeiris, before 2 shifts. Okay, so how could it be? You know, right? If he gets up chatzais, right? There's 3 shifts. Hold cup. There's 3 shifts, and you get up in the smack in the middle of the middle one, right? So you got up 1.5 shifts before the end. If you hold there's 4 shifts, you get up in the middle, 2 after, 2 before. So he gets up chatzais before 2 shifts. Koydem Ashmeiris. So that's this mashma in this pasuk that there's 4 shifts. David got up chatzais, and there's still 2 shifts in front of him. That's only possible if there are 4 shifts to the night, right? Reb Nosson Savala, Reb Yeshua. So what's Reb Nosson going to do with this pasuk? Reb Nosson says there's 3 shifts. He's stuck, right? So Reb Nosson Savala, Reb Yeshua. He holds like Reb Yeshua. Which Reb Yeshua? We're going to see on Daf Tes. There's none. Reb Yeshua Eima at Shalosh Shais Shkein Dech Malach Malam B'Shalosh Shais. How long do you have to say Kriya Shema in the morning? You've got 3 hours. Why? Because kings get up at 3 in the morning. After 3 hours. So what's this got to do with anything? What does this have to do with the whole story? So the Gemara makes the cheshbon. So shis delelia, v'tata diyama, havalu shtei mishmarais. As David's getting up, 1.5 shifts left of the night, right? Which is 6 hours at night, and then he's got another 2 hours in the day because kings get up. He was a king. Kings get up 2 hours in a day, so total of 8 hours. And each mishmaris is 4 hours. Why is each mishmaris 4 hours? Night's 12 hours. 3 mishmaris is 4 each. 4, 8, 12. He got up 8 hours before the other kings, which is 2 mishmaris. So he can still learn. He got up 2 mishmaris before the usual kings, right? All the other kings got up in 2 hours in a day. He got up midnight, which is a full 8 hours early. He got up 8 hours early, 2 mishmaris. Beautiful. Turns out there's a huge machlekes over here. Can we prove from this gemorah? A machlekes is negeret us every single day. When do you have to say Kriya Shema? It's a mission on Daf Tes, we'll see. You have till when kings got up. Right? Is that from when you got 3 hours? Everyone knows you got 3 hours. Mission before is you got 3 hours. 3 hours from when? Is it from Alois HaShachar or is it from Neit Zachama? Machlekes Magen Avraham, you look at the calendar, Machlekes Magen Avraham and the Gra. Magen Avraham says you got till 3 hours from Alais, right? 3 hours from Alais. Why? Make a cheshbon. Based on our gemorah, we just said the night ends at Alais HaShachar, and then that's the 1.5 hours. Then you've got another 2 hours till the kings get up, or right? There they get up in the 3rd hour, which means you've got 2 full hours of sleep, another 2 full hours of sleep. But the whole thing l'chayra, that's the mashmois. The night ends Alais. That's when David had 1.5 mishmaris till Alois HaShachar, another 2 hours into the day. So according to Magen Avraham, he brings it right from Gemorah that when do you count the 3 hours from Alois? The Goyen says no, it's till Nates. The whole cheshbon is from Shkia till Nates, not from Seis till Alois. They try and work their way into that. The Gra maybe is not so mufurish in his Gemorah. Like how does he understand the Gemorah? You got to say he holds it. You start counting from Nates. Okay. The Mashmai says a little bit more like the Magen Avraham, basically. And that's how Taisus L'chair is learning, that you got till Alais. That's how the Gemara answers. Till now, the night ends. Till now, we said, Alais HaShachar. That's the end of the night shift. Because we said before, what's the right? We said before, first of all, when can you say Kriya Shema from? From Mishiyakir, which is Mishiyakir ben Tcheles Elavan, right? It's a little bit between Alais and Nates, right? So you can say Kriya Shema of the day then. So that's already day. That's not night. So you can say you could say Kriya Shema, and you've got 3 hours. He starts counting 3 hours from Nates. You can say before Nates, but that's not part of the 3 hours. The Mashmai says the end of the day is Alois HaShachar. That's already Alois HaShachar is the next day. Then you've got 3 hours to say Kriya Shema. Now you're going to start being machmir on Krishma. It's a problem. I don't know what to tell you. It's deraisa, so people want to be makbid on. I think the Mishnah says better be machmir on Lefi the Magen Avram. So it's mantfila, you could be makel, go with the gra, it's the rabbanon. But this is the raisa, like the mashmais also is very much like that. You got to really. I'm not sure. I don't exactly understand. The gra is very hard to understand always, especially here. Why he goes with Neitzachama. In other words, lefi the gra, between alais and nates, it's also night, right? Because day only starts by nates. It's also night, but you can say Krish Rosh Shachris. It's like stira. Is it night or is it day? Okay. Says the gemorah. Let's keep going. Second wide line. Give on the second wide line. Rav Ashi Omar. Mishmara opalga nami mishmeras korila. You know what? You agree there was 1.5 mishmeras, right? You don't have to mishmeras. That's called mishmarais. It's called plural. It's not 1 mishmeres. It's 2. 1.5 is considered plural, right? If you've got 1.5 bagels, you say, I've got a bagel, or you say, I've got bagels. You say, I've got bagels. You don't have 2 full bagels, they're still called bagels, right? 1.5 is called bagel. Rebbe Zrika said, this is, now for some, L'chera, this has gone under what we learned till now, but just it's another one of the mamers of Rebbe Zrika, so the Gemara brings it in. Amar Rebbe Zrika, Amar Rebbe Ami, Amar Rav Yeshua ben Levi. Ein oimrim b'fnei ha-meis ele dvar shel meis. If there's a mace lying there, you're not allowed to say anything in front of the mace except for things that are relevant to the mace. About the kvura, about how to treat it, about what you're supposed to be doing. But we mean business, and some want to say it means that Torah that the mace said you're allowed to say. Because when you say Torah that the mace said, it's a schus for him. Okay. Amar Rabbi Abba Bar Kahana Lo Amar Nela B'Divrei Torah. The only thing you can't say in front of the mace is Divrei Torah. There's nothing wrong with talking in front of the mace about the sports, right? The only reason why I can't say, in other words, why can't you speak Divrei Torah in front of the mace? It's called Loig Larash, like you can't wear tzitzis out in front of the mace. He can't wear tzitzis. He can't learn Torah, and you're learning Torah in front of him. It's a problem. It's Loig Larash, which means you're making fun of him. He's embarrassed. He's like, what? You're learning Torah. I can't learn Torah. In other words, the place can explain that the mace is still around there. He still sees what's going on for the first 3 days. And then you're busy talking about Torah. But there's nothing wrong with talking about sports. He's not jealous if you're talking sports. Okay. Or business, rather. That's what Rav Abba Bar Kahana says. Some say no, he said exactly the opposite. Even Torah you can't say. You can't say anything else. Ask Taisvash, what do you mean? Why not? Why can't you say anything else? The whole reason why you can't talk Torah is because you're embarrassing the guy, right? You're knocking him. But if you speak other things, what's a kolshkein here? So it turns out there's a machlekes. What is the reason why you can't speak in front of the mace? Is it because loig l'rash? It's like you're making fun of this poor guy. Rash means he's a poor guy. Or is it because of covered? It's just a design. Like, here you are, you've got a job to do. Do it. Why are you busy talking about politics now, right? So if you can't even talk Torah, kolshkein you can't talk about other things. You're not doing loig l'rash. You're not talk Torah. You're muchayt to talk Torah, right? But it's a design mace. There's a mace here. What are you doing? You're going to open up a falafel stand now? Get busy. Very poor guy, right? So the Shaila, so Taisva Rosh says that if you hold there's a problem to learn Torah, that's only with Daladamas. Outside Daladamas, there's a problem. Now the problem of Loig L'Rash is only a problem within Daladamas of the mace. If you're within 2 meters, Daladamas, that's Loig L'Rash. You're right in front of him, where you sit this out, learning a Reb Chaim, it's a problem. But if you're 10 feet away, is that enough? Yeah. If you're 20 feet away, that's not called Loig L'Rash. But guess what? It's still a bizayon. You're standing over there. You took 2 steps back. It's still a bizayon. It's no longer Loig L'Rash. Take a look at the second Taisvus. Ein oimrim b'fnei ha-meis ele dvav shameis. Pasuk Rav Alphas, aka the Rif, mishum Rav Hai Goin. Davke divrei Torah. He passing like the first lashon. You can't say divrei Torah. But other things you're allowed to say in front of him. The only problem about speaking Torah is in Arba Amas. But outside Arba Amas, there's no problem. In other words, he passes like the first Lashon. The problem is because of Loy Gilarash, not because of Kovod Ames. And therefore it's only Asa within Arba Amas. Says the Gemara, keep going. The David. But Palgad, the Leia Avakai, did David really get up in the middle of the night, smacking Chatzais? Merusa Avakai, David, we have a pasuk has got up in the evening before. He didn't get up at Chatzais. He got up before Chatzais. Tichsev, Kidamti, I earlied myself, Beneshef, we're going to see Neshef means like in the evening, Vashaveya, and I prayed. Neshef, or so how do I know the Neshef means the evening, the Erev? Tichsev, Beneshef Be'erev, Yaim, Be'ishan Laila Vafela. So it seems to be a pasuk that says Neshef means evening. And so David got up, Kudamti Beneshef, he got up in the Neshef. Right? So why are you saying got up Chatzais in the middle of the night? You got up way before. The evening starts, 7 in the evening. Amar Rav Ishaya, Amar Rav Acha, Hachika Amar. This is what David said. Hachika Amar David. You know what he means? Chatzais Laila Aka means, I used to get up in the evening, but it never happened that I blew it past Chatzais. By Chatzais, I was always up. It never happened. No, he didn't always get up at Neshef, but he always got up by Chatzais. So the Achronim explained it was totally in whether he had, a big party the night before. If he had a big masiba or whatever it was, Shas, so he got up Chatzais, right? But if he didn't, he got to bed on time, which we'll see wasn't such an exciting thing, right? So then he got up in the evening. Rav Zera Omar at Chatzais Laya Misnamim Ketzus. Till Chatzais, he would sleep, he would nap, and Misnam name like it doesn't mean Yoshan. I mean he was like half asleep like a sus. After Chatzais, he would strengthen himself like a lion, get up. Interesting, what does this mean, Misnamim Ketzus? So Rashi here, you don't have to read it inside, but Rashi says what it means is that he was half asleep. He was still learning Torah, but he was like half awake, half asleep, learning Torah. And then Chatzais, you get up. So he never really slept. Even before Chatzais, Rashi says, it's 3 lines above, Isaac b'Torah kshu misnamnem. He would learn Torah while he was half asleep. Ksus. She'ein enudem lo'ilam ela misnamnem v'nei atomid. A horse is always partially awake. So I actually checked it out. Horse is basically one of a few animals that have the ability to sleep standing up. Their legs lock, the tendons lock or something, and it can be in order for it to be able to run away if danger comes. So it sleeps standing up, and it's half awake. It can go into deep REM sleep if it lies down, and then only then apparently it goes into proper REM sleep. But a lot of the time, I guess this is what he's referring to, they sleep standing up. Horses need to sleep much less than humans. They still need to sleep a few hours, but they do it in small shifts. A bunch of small shifts. They're standing up, and I know people like that. It looks like they're sleeping, but really they can hear what you're saying. I really know someone like that. He sleeps, but he can hear what you're saying. There is such a thing that your brain, I guess, can they say dolphins have that, and they're like half awake, half asleep. One eye's open when they sleep. There's different things. Half the brain can sleep, half the brain's awake. So David, he was never fully asleep.
The horses don't go to sleep so well because they have nightmares.
Very good. But the thing is that there's another gemorah that says misnamim kasus means you're not allowed to sleep in the day like a sus, right? And that means shisin nishmasin, 60 breaths. You shouldn't sleep 60 breaths, and that's more than halacha. You can't sleep in the day like a sus, 60 breaths. It's machlekes if 60 breaths means 5 minutes, half an hour, 3 hours. Huge machlekes. I make up for the 3 hour shita. The shaila is why can't you sleep in the day like a sus? Why can't you sleep like a sus? So. But Pashas, the Rishonim says because it's bittul Torah. You have the day, you're going to sleep 3 hours, you just blew 3 hours of Torah. Open a safer, learn something, right? So, and that based on that, if you're sleeping in the day so you can learn at night, it should be allowed, right? I'm sleeping in the day 3-4 hours, I can sleep well at night. But I say no, the bittul Torah of the day is doicha Talmud Torah of the night. Even though you're supposed to learn Torah at night, but it's more important to learn Torah in the day. Don't sleep in the day Erev Shavuos, so you can learn at night, right? Bittul Torah every day. Also, others say he's talking about Shein Shachris. You're not allowed to sleep in Shachris. It says Shein Shachris, Maitinus Adam in Island. People wake up late, takes them out of this world. Get up early, start your day early to bed, early to rise, right? The Zohar says a whole different pshat. Why can't you maybe explain to me, why shouldn't you sleep in the day? It says, you toim tam de misa. If you sleep in the day, your time of misa, also. I don't understand why you're not toim tam de misa at night when you sleep. Because there's no problem, according to Shulchan Aruch, of sleeping at night more than 5 minutes, right? Or 3 hours. So why don't you toim tam de misa at night? I asked someone who's a little bit into Kabbalah, that thing, said, because maybe at night the neshama goes up. So you're not turning down the misa, but in the day your neshama doesn't go up. So you're turning down the misa in the day. I don't know, you have to come out and say a pshat over here in the Zohar. Why is it that you're not turning down the misa at night? Okay. Says the gemorah. Wow, we're almost running late. Says the gemorah, let's just finish these few lines. Rashi Amad Chatzais Laila Yatzuk with Torah. Rashi says, Til Chatzais, you will learn Torah. In other words, it says Chatzos Ladakim Lahaydos. He learned Torah till Chatzos, and then when Chatzos came, he was Isaac b'shir v'zish Brochos. But Chatzos Ladakim Lahaydos. So when it came to Chatzos, it's a time of Rachamim. Chatzos is a special time of Rachamim. So he was Isaac in Shirs v'zish Brochos. Says the gemorah, v'neshef also, is neshef really mean the evening? Ha-neshef tzarfru. Neshef means the morning. The V'yakim David smote them from the neshef till the evening. Maila, does this not mean mitzafra vad leila? He smote them from the morning till the evening. So neshef means morning. Neshef doesn't mean evening. He smote them from evening to evening, 24 hours. Doesn't mean he smote them during the 12 hours of day. He went day and night. So ihachi says, if that's pshat, lichter neshef ad neshef. If it's the same time, say neshef ad neshef, right? Ma'erev ad erev. Why did you say neshef ad erev? Elo amarava train nafshi havu neshef lelia v'asi yama neshef yama v'asi leila. There's two types of neshef. There's neshef that leads into the day. There's neshef that leads into the night. And neshef means, I think we'll wrap up with it. I think neshef comes from where like to take away, like neshifa is you breathing, or nashar, the word is to fall when something falls. Nashal, it's like that's a shari. So it's like when the day's ending or the night's ending. So you have a neshef before and afterwards. Okay, Adkan, we'll wrap it up today. Thank you very much.